Hello, I'm Dr. Mikey Newborn, and this is Leadership Development. Today we're looking at the topic, Develop Competence and Confidence. It's always a wonderful thing to see someone who's thriving in their role, whatever that is, isn't it? It's exciting, whether it's someone in athletics, someone in the military, someone in the performing arts, someone in the ministry. It's always exciting to see them not only surviving in the role, but actually excelling, succeeding in a great way. Well, the reason that most people are succeeding is because they have developed a pattern of competence and confidence. And so we're going to look at some of those things today. It's good to be with you. Let's begin our study. Hello and welcome to Leadership Development. Today we're looking at the topic, Develop Competence and Confidence. It's good to be with you. Let's begin our study. I want to start by looking at this quote by Albert Einstein. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. I think so often we put pressure on ourselves that we need to rise to our position, or we need to rise up to expectations that other people have of us when they could be unrealistic. We might even have those expectations for ourselves. And if we don't rise to the occasion, per se, we might feel stupid. We might feel inadequate. And it's going to destroy our self-esteem. It's going to destroy our self-confidence. And it's just a terrible, terrible way to look at it. So it's important for us to see the gifts that God has given us and to know that we have been equipped to do certain things, and we need to apply ourselves to those things and accomplish those things with all that we have. Now, with that in mind, we also need to work hard and be confident in certain areas. For instance, in schooling, because all of you are enrolled in this class and you're taking this course, you should approach this class with confidence and saying, I can complete the assignments, I can complete the reading, the writing, everything that's needed for this course, and approach it with confidence and knowing that you can complete it. Why can you come to this class with that mindset? Because you have a track record of being able to do it. You at least have graduated high school, and now you're going through this course and you're pushing forward and trying to get a degree. And so what you're looking at there is saying, I have done it, I can do it. And one of the greatest ways to build self-confidence is just to practice doing things. The more that you practice something, the better you'll get at it. And the more you'll see yourself accomplishing those things, and that'll build that confidence in you just the same. So that's a great quote for us to look at to begin today. Now, let's look at this. 5 ways to develop competence for new results. Now, when we look at these 5 ways, I hope that you see that as you are working toward this, it's going to take time, it's going to take practice, but you will see the end results of these things. Number 1, identify areas of improvement or skills you want to develop. So that's point 1. Find those areas, identify those areas that you want to improve in. Number 2, join dedicated networks or groups. Find groups or networks that are doing things well, that they're approaching problems and they're solving them. They are showing an ability or a competence in a certain area. Number 3, challenge yourself through practice and action. Number 4, ask for feedback consistently. Ask people to evaluate or assess what you've done. That's going to help you develop competence. It's also going to show you other areas. Maybe I'm not doing so well in this. What can I do to change it? Number 5, teach what you are learning. Just the other day, I was talking with a student, and he was asking me about preparing for the PhD program. He's looking at getting into the PhD program, and he kind of wanted to know what to study. And he asked me about reading. How do you improve your reading skills? And I said, the number one thing that you can do to improve your reading skills is to read intentionally. Read with the intentions of teaching what you just read. When you read with that type of mindset, it will help you understand the material even more. I think number 5 here goes along with that, because what we're looking at there is that you are thinking about what you've learned in a way of saying, I'm going to teach it to somebody else. But if you start teaching it, you're going to start studying in a more intentional way. And so what he's saying here is very helpful in the idea of developing competence for new results. Also, with develop competence, make data accessible. Employees and volunteers should have access to as much information as possible. The more information they have, the better they're going to be, and they're going to feel the responsibility of the corporation or the organization. Now, have you ever heard the phrase, what a Baptist ain't up on, he is down on? It's a real simple phrase, but it's very insightful. It just simply means this. In the world of the church, especially a Baptist church is what we're referring to here, if a person does not know what's going on in the church, they're usually going to be against it. For instance, if the deacons don't know about a change that's going to happen with Sunday school, or a change that's going to happen with a mission organization, or a change in the budget, and you just bring that out and say, hey, we're voting on this, they're not going to be very happy about it. Most of the leaders in the church are not going to be happy about it. It's always helpful for us to keep those lines of communication open and keep data running through them so that we don't have an issue at the end. I was a part of a church at one time. I was support staff. I was actually the youth pastor. And I remember the pastor told me something on several occasions, and he would always say this. He said, I don't ever want to be surprised by information. I want the information to come from the staff. So don't leave me out there in the cold when it comes to information. Let me know before things come my way. That way, I'm prepared to answer those issues. Now, I think this is a great thought here. With great knowledge comes great power, and with power comes great responsibility. The more a person knows, the more power they're going to have or feel. And with that, they're going to also feel the responsibility that comes with that power and that knowledge. When someone is working in an organization or maybe a church, they're going to take responsibility of their role, they're going to accept it, and they're going to appreciate it even more. And so they're going to appreciate their job, they're going to appreciate the organization or the corporation, and they're going to love it even more and probably work harder in their role. I think that's a great way to look at this. So make data accessible. Practice problem solving. Now, how do we do this? Well, number one, define the problem. Number two, generate alternative solutions. So come up with different ways to answer the problem. Number three, evaluate and select an alternative. Number four, implement and follow up on the solution. Now, it's very simple here. This can work in any area of our lives, but what we're looking at here is saying if there's a problem, define what it is. Write it out. Know what's going on. Here's the real issue. Then start coming up with alternative solutions. Evaluate those solutions and select one of those ways to answer the problem. Then implement and follow up on that solution. So make sure that you are looking back at how that problem was answered. Was it answered efficiently? Was it answered in a way that is beneficial to the whole organization? So you want to practice these problem-solving ideas and solutions. Also, with building confidence, I want us to see here on this slide, confidence level. How can we go from fair to invincible? I think there's great ways to do that. Identify your passion. Number two, don't depend on others to act. Go for it. Number three, rethink risks. Number four, pursue respect, not likability. Don't be caught up in the whole idea, does everybody like me? Does everybody think I'm great? Am I a people pleaser? Don't get caught up in that at this point. Number five, know what you want people to remember you by. This is going to help in building confidence. Now, I love this next slide. It's the idea of steps to confidence. Look at this. This is great for everyone, especially today, and what we live in with social media and the media itself. How do you take the steps to confidence? Number one, turn off the media. Don't listen to what everybody else is saying. Don't get caught up in that. Sometimes we just need to turn off even social media like Facebook and Twitter and the very things that get us going down these roads in our minds that maybe aren't healthy for our confidence. Maybe they're not healthy for just our psyche, because we get caught up in everybody else's narratives or their stories and we're not building our own. So turn off the media. Number 2, get to know yourself. What are the things that you appreciate? What are the things that you like? What are the things that you really care about? Number 3, build a positive self-image. Think about that. What can I do to build a positive self-image? How can I look at myself really in the way that, number 1, God looks at me? How can I have that and then develop that as my own type of thinking in the ways that I care about myself and the ways that God cares about me? Number 4, stop comparing to other people. And that even goes back to number 1. But stop comparing. Don't get caught up in that. And then set goals. You're going to develop a tremendous amount of confidence when you set goals and you accomplish them. The more goals that you set and accomplish, the more confident you will become. Love this quote. Self-confidence is the first requisite to great undertakings. It's going to really help you. Now, getting back to some of the notes, I think it's important for us to look at this leadership challenge that's given by Kouzes and Posner. Try to answer the following. Great exercise. Name the 5 wealthiest people in the world. Think about it. Number 2, name the last 5 people who became Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Can you name those 5? Name 10 people who have won a Nobel or Pulitzer Prize. Name 10 Olympic gold medalists over the last decade. Now, when you look at these people that would be mentioned on this list, you're going to think about people that were goal setters and goal accomplishers. So they achieved what they were going after. So that's interesting when you think about that. We probably can't answer a lot of these questions. We probably can't name these people very well. Maybe some of them, but probably not all of them or most of them. But look at these questions. List 5 teachers who aided your journey through school. Can you name 5? Probably. You might even be able to name more than that. Name 5 people who have helped you through a difficult time. Can you name those 5? Probably. Name 5 people who have taught you something worthwhile. Think of 6 people who have made you feel appreciated and special. This list is a lot easier for us to fill out, isn't it? The reason it is because these people have made an impact on our lives. When we think about the leadership challenge, we think about leadership in general, it's going to come from a place of learning from someone else, being mentored, growing. And when you think about that, you can quickly remember those moments or those experiences or those teachers who trained you in a certain area that was very beneficial to your life. And that's leadership. That's a huge part. Influence, serving one another. That's a big part of what leadership is all about. And so what we should do is turn into that leader who's helping other people succeed in their lives as well. I want to give you some quotes here as we end our study. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. So true. And then I love this, and I love the picture. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. Now, when we think about these great quotes, they should get you excited. They should get you motivated. They should help build confidence in your life because these guys are right. If you want to accomplish great things in your life, you got to take the first step. And usually the first step begins with some form of confidence of saying, you know what, I can go this one step. Maybe I can go these 3 steps, whatever it is, and you can get to where you're going. And this is going to help you develop that competence and that confidence that you need to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish and the things that God is calling you to accomplish. So good to be with you. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, that concludes our study today about develop competence and confidence. It's important for us to see that these 2 topics really go hand in hand, don't they? When we think about competence, it's somebody who has worked hard and they've developed a reputation of doing things the right way. And that's competence. But also, confidence is what's built over time of somebody doing something the right way. So the more that you do something and the more that you succeed in that, you're going to develop both confidence and competence. And so this is a great study for us. It's good to be with you today. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.